Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Wednesday, April 23rd, and we are here answering your financial questions. We is me and my cohort, Mark Talercio. We're both certified financial planners. We love chatting with you about whatever is going on in your life that happens to impact your money. So that's pretty much everything. We're voyeurs. And we're also trained as certified financial planners. So there's like a perfect match here. And if you're going through something, maybe markets have been driving you crazy. Maybe there's a big decision to make. Maybe you're weighing different alternatives. Maybe you're trying to buy your first house. Whatever it is that's going on, get in touch with us. I can tell you, pretty much guarantee this, that we'll at least help guide you to get to a different place, or at least to consider different pathways to get you where you want to go. Go to JillOnMoney.com, and in the upper right-hand corner, there's a Contact Us button. Click it and write us a note. And if you'd like to join us live on the show, check the box. Mark does everything else. And while you're on the website, just bookmark it. We've got all sorts of great stuff there, including our Jill on Money Live service, which gives you access to quarterly live webinars, bonus audio and video content, the entire back catalog, all for the bargain basement price of $45 for the next 12 months. So check that out. That's Jill on Money Live. Okay, today we are joined by Therese, who's on the line from New Jersey, the Garden State. Hello, Therese. How are you? What can we do for you?
I am retiring in 7 years.
Congratulations. But wait a second. 7 years? I thought you were about to say 7 months.
No,
all right,
7 years. So
okay.
I have a 7-year plan. I'm just trying to retire with as much money as possible to live a simple life, but a
full and simple life. How about that?
Exactly. Yes. So I have zero debt other than 2 mortgages. I have been investing pretty heavily in my 403B. I work for a nonprofit.
Mm-hmm.
However, I do have some Vanguard accounts, and one of my tech stocks has been doing very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
So it has declined about 80 grand in the last, few months with a more simpler type of AI that came out. It kind of
so
took
maybe
a
you
hit.
own NVIDIA in this account?
Yes.
Okay. So how much is the position worth right now?
275,000.
Holy smokes, in one stock. Okay, wait.
Yes.
Let's go back. Before we do that, let me go back in time. How old are you, Therese?
I am 60.
You're working right now full time, right?
Correct.
Are you married, single, partnered?
Single.
Okay. And how much do you earn?
About 72.
Okay. And will you be entitled to a pension when you retire?
No, but I have my ex-husband's pension.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's one case where I like the ex-husband.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. When will you get that?
I'm already receiving some of it now. He's much older than I am. I have full benefit if he passes before me. And also I am entitled to his life insurance then as well, still as part of the divorce agreement.
Okay. How much is the pension amount?
Monthly, I'm getting about $1,200 a month.
Okay. That's a nice amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So how much money have you squirreled away into that 403B?
Probably about 200.
And then you've got the Vanguard accounts. What's in those accounts?
Ooh, I would say a total of about 400, with the NVIDIA being 275 of that. And I'm looking to see if my question is, maybe I should be moving it around or cashing some out, putting some in CD, putting it in a safer market, because I've seen it decline, just that stock alone, about 80,000.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, it was on some wild ride. It's crazy. How did you know to buy that stock? I'm not asking you to share every secret, but what about that? What drew you in?
Well, I was looking for IT investment, and that was recommended to me.
Really? It's impressive. Okay. You own your home?
Yes.
And what's it worth?
One is worth about 800,000, and the other about 400,000.
And you said there's 2 mortgages. So on the
Correct.
800, what's left on that mortgage?
You know what? I don't have that total amount now. I would have to say it's probably under 200,000, because we bought it.
How about I'll say 200? What the heck?
Yeah.
What do you know the interest rate?
Oh, yes, 2.3.
Nice, mommy. The second home, is that a vacation home or is that a rental property?
It's a rental property.
And there's a mortgage on that also.
Yes.
Do you know how much that is? Approximately. Just give a guess.
I would say about 180.
Okay. Also low rate?
No, 7.6.
Ew. Did you just buy this?
Yes, I did. It was, I have a disabled son who needed housing. And so I bought it as investment property. He lives there with a roommate and they pay everything.
Okay. And is that your only child? Do you have others?
I have another as well.
And how old?
My children are 30 and 35.
Okay, got it. And do you need to, besides this house, which is obviously a real investment, do you need to provide ongoing help for your son for who is disabled?
I do not. He has a community-based waiver in Pennsylvania, so that provides supports. I have a disabled trust fund, and he is enrolled in an ability account.
Okay, great. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. So you've got the special needs trust. He's got the ability account, so that's very good. And the other one's okay on they're on their own?
Yes,
Great.
yes.
All right. So is there any other money that we have not talked about besides 403B, the brokerage account? Are there any old retirement accounts floating around or Roth accounts somewhere?
Yes, there's a couple of inherited Roth IRAs from when my mother passed that I am having sent to me monthly over a period of time. I'm hoping to still continue to receive some of that after I retire in 7 years. That'll go about another 2 years. So I would say total of those two accounts would be close to about 200,000 as well. And then I have a couple of other 401ks that are probably along the lines of like 60,000 right now. Mm-hmm.
How much money do you spend?
About $3,200 a month.
That's it?
That's it?
Well, that's not counting the mortgages, but yeah. So that's like, I don't have a car payment. We're talking my insurance. I put everything on one credit card, a cashback credit card. I charge everything and then I pay that off every month. And then, so there's about 3,200 to 3,500 a month. And then on top of that are the two mortgages. One is paid for with my tenants and the other is, 1,600 a month.
Wait, you know what I wanted to ask you? You mentioned that insurance policy. How much is that worth, do you think?
It's $1 million policy.
How old is the ex?
He's 71.
I mean, that is a huge chunk of money in the future, obviously. So
yes, that was part of my divorce agreement.
Okay. In 7 years, when you do retire, what will your Social Security benefit be?
I was self-employed for 13 years. So the last I checked, it is going to be just over 2,000.
I mean, you're in very good shape because
I think so.
You've got your ex's pension, your Social Security, and then all these assets.
Yes.
So you're going to be fine. It's weird to me because tell me about the allocation of the money that's in the 403B and the inherited IRAs. I want to know, are you 100% in stocks? Is that why this is you're asking me about, should I go to cash after being this big risky investor in this one stock?
Oh, well, with my Vanguard, I am. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I just see the big number and I'm just afraid that I'm missing an opportunity to maybe take that NVIDIA and do something with it.
Let's look at this. Mm-hmm. Right now, you've got 200 in your 403B, 400 in. I forgot to ask you the rest of the Vanguard account. The other 125. What's that invested in? Also, stocks, individuals.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, so it's 400 is all stocks. And in your 403B, how much of that is stock versus bond?
It's conservative, so it's more bonds. It's not as risky.
Of the 400 so we have the 400,000 of Vanguard is all stocks, and you said the conservative part of the 403B. How much of that? How conservative is it? Do you know the allocation of that?
I didn't bring that to the table, and
do you have a sense of half and half stocks, half bonds, or about?
I would say maybe 40% bonds.
Okay,
and then the Vanguard is not 400. It's more like 380. It's
okay.
Not like
don't
400
worry.
yet.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, I have an idea.
Okay,
there's two ways to think about this. One is to say, you got way too much in the stock market because of your age and when you're going to need your money. But I do know you're going to get that $1 million.
You don't know when.
I don't know when. I know, but I know. And she also has the inherited Roth IRAs.
Yes.
I think if you wanted to be prudent, I know you probably didn't want to sell the NVIDIA when it was like sky high because you're like, oh, I don't want to pay taxes. But I'd pay some taxes. You know, it's a funny thing. Like if I added everything up, like the million, the Roths, and then, you know, your 385,000 and then your 200,000, like I could convince myself that, you know, you've got a $1.7 million portfolio. You could keep, you know, 100 grand in NVIDIA, but you don't really have that million yet. And it's just such a massive exposure. Why not take half the money and reallocate it? And you're at Vanguard. Are you comfortable buying index funds on your own?
No, I would need some assistance in that.
That's so funny. It's like I can buy individual stocks and like go out there on a limb. I do that on my own, but I need actually help with the index funds. What about if you did, have you looked into the Vanguard Personal Service Advisor?
I have not.
So usually at Vanguard, they have a plan where if you have a certain amount of money, you can avail yourself to an advisor. It has a minimum dollar amount of $50,000, I think.
Okay.
It used to be. It might be more now. What happens is it's like you get to work with an advisor for cheap. But what you could do is you could talk to them and say, you know, I would pay 0.3% of your Vanguard account and say, I really need some help selling a chunk of my NVIDIA stock and spreading it out over a few, not 10 funds, but a few different funds. So I might want a U.S. stock market index fund, an international index fund, and a intermediate term bond fund, and call it a day. I mean, yeah, you're going to have to pay capital gains. So what? You know, you're going to end up paying 15% of what your gain is. It's not that bad.
Okay.
It really isn't. And that way you can be clear-eyed and say, I'm happy to let some of this money stay, you know, at risk. It's fine. But you don't have to worry about the ups and downs every day anymore. And then your 7 years is going to be, I do think as you approach 67, you know, there's going to be many times. I just think you should be rebalancing over time. Like every time you're looking at this accounts, let's say once a year, twice a year, you start to say, you know, are there any gains? Are there any losses? Should I take some money? Should I reallocate? And you ask yourself these questions. That's the prudent way to invest. To just leave it all there forever is not really going to serve you. And then you're subject to these huge ups and downs. I think you'd be better off taking some of the money off the table, saying, I may not have sold the top, but boy, what did you put into it?
Oh, I can't even remember.
Like it's going to be, I'm sure you're going to pay this big chunky tax and you're going to say, I'm lucky I paid the tax. That means I made money, right?
Right.
So not so bad, right?
Not so bad. And then I could also, going with the Vanguard Personal Service Advisor, I could check in and do that every year.
Yep.
Rebalance every time.
Yep.
Look
and
at
then
the gains
just
and the losses.
Exactly. And say, like, I want to work through some of my numbers with you. You do like just what you're doing with us.
Yeah. Because I want to get to that point in 7 years where I'm comfortable and can continue my modest, comfortable lifestyle here at the Jersey Shore.
I love it. That's good for you. And the only other thing, I know you said you had your estate documents done because you have that special needs trust. Is everything up to date now?
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely. I just updated. And I was thinking about putting the condominium in to that special needs trust.
Oh, the condo can go in there?
Yeah. So I just have to check with the condo association if they allow that. But
sometimes
my attorney said that, they would, could do
it. So
Mm-hmm.
that he could have that house shielded.
Correct.
I get it. Okay. That makes sense. I don't think it's that hard to do as long as they allow it. Sometimes they have a fee to retitle it, but whatever. Like,
it was like a $600 fee. It wasn't a big deal.
Exactly. I think that makes sense for you. I really do.
Okay.
All right. Therese in New Jersey, I think we're done with you. Keep us up to date. 7 years is a long time. I God willing, will still be here and you can tell us all about what happens next. So if you are like Therese and you have this high concentration in one holding, one stock, one bond, one mutual fund, and you need to do something with it, but you need some help to try to wind it down, get in touch with us. Go to our website, JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, write us the note, And let us know if you'd be willing to come on the air live by checking the box. While you're on the website, sign up for the free weekly newsletter. Check out my books, The Great Money Reset, and of course, the dumb things smart people do with their money. And we ask that if you know somebody who wants to kind of get a little bit more of a start in their investing and financial literacy journey, turn them onto our sister podcast. It's called Money Watch, and we drop it on Saturdays and Sundays. So check that out. You can subscribe to this show and Money Watch on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Try to lift someone up, change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.